Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Nishit Kumar with the news at 9. The headlines. Parliament passes bill to give ownership rights to over 1,700 unauthorized colonies in Delhi. Cabinet approves Citizenship Amendment Bill also gives nod to Bharat Bond Exchange Traded Fund to provide additional money for CPSUs and CPSEs. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Maldivian President Ibrahim Mohamed Solih jointly inaugurate 4 key development projects through video conferencing. 19 Indians killed in a factory fire at Sudan capital Khartoum. Telangana High Court sets a fast-track court for Disha rape and murder case, and Virat Kohli regains top spot in International Cricket Council's Test rankings. Parliament has passed the National Capital Territory of Delhi Recognition of Property Rights of Residents in Unauthorized Colonies Bill 2019 with the Rajya Sabha approving it today. The legislation has already been cleared by the Lok Sabha. The bill provides for a legal framework to grant ownership rights to more than 40 lakh people living in unauthorized colonies in Delhi. It envisages to offer the residents the rights of ownership of the properties or transfer or mortgage rights on the basis of holding documents like power of attorney, agreement of sale, will or possession letters. Replying to the discussion on the bill, Urban Development Minister Hardeep Singh Puri said a 2008 notification has identified 1,797 unauthorized colonies in the national capital, of which 66 have been excluded from the purview of the bill for now. He said the title of the land after regularization will be made either in the name of the women in the beneficiary family or jointly with women. Minister Puri said the NDA government is working on providing well-built houses to those living in informal settlements in the national capital at the same places where they are living.
Since the time May 2014 that Modi ji's government came in, the issue of the unauthorized colonies was given very high priority. When I took over as the minister on 3rd September of 2017, one of my briefing points from my distinguished predecessor, who is now the presiding officer of the House, was to pay very close attention to this.
Initiating the discussion, Kumari Shailaja of the Congress termed the bill as a political stunt ahead of the impending Delhi Assembly elections. She asked why the government was silent for the last 5 years on the issue. Dola Sen of TMC demanded that the bill must be sent to the Standing Committee for further scrutiny. Javed Ali Khan of Samajwadi Party said this problem will persist as in future more unauthorized colonies will come up and these must also be regularized. Sanjay Singh of Aam Aadmi Party said that this bill is politically motivated and it is brought keeping in view the upcoming Delhi Assembly elections. Dr. Amar Patnaik of the BJD said that the bill will unlock the real value of the assets after regularization. Lok Sabha today passed the bill of supplementary demands for grants first batch for 2019-20. Replying to discussion, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said supplementary demands for grants is only reallocation arrangements of resources. She allayed the fears of members about economy and tax collections. The minister said revenue receipts are showing growth and so far 9,670 crore rupees taxes have been collected.
Revenue expenditure has gone up by 13.61% and capital expenditure has also gone up by 13.7%. So government and its expenditure is not remaining still. In order to boost consumption from the government side, we are really moving ahead with clearing the bills, paying all the dues and so on.
Ms. Sitharaman said that MGNREGA is working better than never before. By adopting a direct benefit transfer system, this government has saved 1,41,000 crore rupees in the MGNREGA. So far, over 6 crore individuals of 4.4 crore households have been given employment under the scheme. Ms. Sitharaman said developed states like Maharashtra and Kerala were also beneficiaries of the MGNREGA. Parliamentary Standing Committee on Information Technology has invited suggestions from the public, experts and stakeholders on the Cinematograph Amendment Bill 2019. Considering the wider implications of the proposed bill on the film industry across the country, the committee, under the chairmanship of Dr. Shashi Tharoor, have decided to invite memoranda containing suggestions. National Museum of Indian Cinema (NMIC) tickets will now be available on Book My Show. A memorandum of understanding for online ticketing of NMIC has been signed between the Films Division and Book My Show in New Delhi today. Information and Broadcasting Ministry said with this, booking a ticket to visit NMIC will be a click away, benefiting film lovers in India and abroad. State-owned MMTC has given further contract for 4,000 tons of onions from Turkey, which is expected to arrive by mid-January next year. Consumer Affairs Ministry said this is in addition to around 17,000 tons of onions already contracted from Egypt and Turkey. The Department of Consumer Affairs has also directed MMTC to issue 3 more tenders for import of onions, out of which 2 tenders are country-specific, namely Turkey and European Union, and 1 is a global tender. Each of these tenders are for 5,000 tons. The Union Cabinet took several important decisions today under the chairmanship of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In a significant decision, it cleared the Citizenship Amendment Bill. Briefing media in New Delhi after the meeting, Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar said the bill takes care of India's interest and it will be introduced in Parliament as soon as possible. The Union Cabinet approved the launch of Bharat Bond Exchange Traded Fund to provide additional money for CPSUs, CPSEs and other government organizations. Government also approved the Central Sanskrit Universities Bill to be introduced in the Parliament. The bill has provision for conversion of 3 Sanskrit deemed to be universities into central universities.
हमारे 3 संस्कृत डीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटीज थे, वो 3 संस्कृत डीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटीज का एक सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी संस्कृत की हो रही है। तो संस्कृत की पहली दफा सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी हो रहा है, केंद्रीय विश्वविद्यालय हो रहा है, और इसलिए ये बहुत अच्छी महत्वपूर्ण पहल है।
The Cabinet also approved a proposal to extend reservation for SCs and STs in the Lok Sabha and the state assemblies for another 10 years. It also gave nod to Personal Data Protection Bill, which will be introduced in the current session of Parliament. The Cabinet also approved the withdrawal of Jammu and Kashmir Reservation Second Amendment Bill 2019. The Cabinet also cleared an MOU between Election Commission of India and Election Commission of Maldives on cooperation in the field of electoral management and administration. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, visit our News on AIR app and follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. You can also visit our website www.newsonair.com. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Maldivian President Ibrahim Mohamed Solih jointly inaugurated 4 key development projects covering a wide range of sectors through video conferencing this evening. One of the projects includes the lighting up of Mali using LED lights. Another project is the launch of a RuPay card in Maldives. 3 fish processing plants were inaugurated and a fast interceptor craft was gifted to the Maldives. Prime Minister Modi said it has been a landmark and significant year for India-Maldives relationship.
My government's neighborhood first and your government India first policies have made our bilateral cooperation in all sectors more strong. Implementing of our decisions has prompted development of Maldives economy, infrastructure and capacity building.
President of Maldives said both India and the Maldives are connected by vast Indian Ocean and the safety and security of the ocean has brought both the countries closer. He said the fast interceptor craft will become a valuable asset in the Coast Guard's ability to protect the maritime security. At least 19 Indians were killed in an LPG tanker blast at Sila's ceramic factory at Bahari area of Khartoum in Sudan. 9 others who were injured in the incident have been admitted to hospital. Indian Ambassador to Sudan Ravinder Prasad Jaiswal told AIR News that the Indian Embassy officials have visited the hospital and met the injured Indians. He said the embassy has assured all possible assistance and the best treatment to them.
Embassy is in touch with the factory management for providing immediate relief to the survivors, shifting them to a decent accommodation as the factory is completely gutted and making available food and other necessary items. The embassy is in touch with the hospitals where the injured are admitted and is taking care for the treatment to the factory management. But it has also conveyed that the embassy will be willing to financially take care of the treatment if needed.
16 Indians were missing after the incident that occurred in Khartoum. Some of the missing may be in the list of dead as identification is not possible because of the bodies being burnt. The embassy today issued a detailed list of Indians who were hospitalized, went missing or survived the tragedy. 34 Indians who survived have been accommodated at the Silumi Ceramics Factory residence. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has said that the embassy representative has rushed to the site. A 24-hour emergency hotline plus 249-921-917471 has been set up at Embassy of India in Khartoum. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed his anguish over the death of Indians in the blast. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said his thoughts are with the bereaved families and prayers with the injured. Back home, in Disha rape and murder case, the Telangana High Court has approved setting up of the fast-track court and designated the Mehboob Court for the same. The High Court approved this following a proposal for the extent for setting up a fast-track court. This comes after several demands for setting up fast-track court and speedy justice for Disha made amid nationwide outrage over Disha and other rape incidents. Earlier in the day, activist Trupti Desai of Bhumata Brigade and other protesters were detained by the police outside the Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao's residence this morning. In Kerala, elaborate arrangements are in place for the Assembly by-elections to be held tomorrow in 15 constituencies. The election will be held from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Our correspondent reports that election officials were handed over EVMs, VVPATs, and other election-related materials at several mustering centres today. The by-elections were necessitated due to the disqualification of 14 Congress and 3 JDS party rebel legislators, leading to the fall of Congress-JDS coalition government in the state. In Jharkhand, scrutiny of nomination papers for the fifth and the final phase was undertaken today. In all, 246 nominations were found valid and 44 papers were rejected. Last date of withdrawal of candidature is Friday. More from our correspondent.
Polling would be held on 28th of this month in 16 constituencies spread over 6 districts of Santhal Pargana region in the fifth phase. Maximum 10 nomination papers were rejected from Godda Assembly constituency, followed by 6 in Jama seat. Nomination papers of CPI candidate Sambhu Mahali from Jarmundi and All India Trinamool Congress nominee Jai Murmu from Jama Assembly constituency was rejected in scrutiny. Dharmendra Kumar Rai, AIR News, Ranchi.
With only a day left for campaigning for the second phase of Jharkhand Assembly elections, star campaigners of various political parties are making whirlwind tours to woo the voters. 20 constituencies will go to the polls in this phase on Saturday. Former Union Minister and Congress leader P. Chidambaram was released from the Tihar jail in New Delhi this evening after being granted bail by the Supreme Court with certain conditions. The Apex Court granted bail to P. Chidambaram in the INX Media money laundering case lodged by the Enforcement Directorate. Top court said Chidambaram could not leave the country without prior permission of the court and neither try to influence the witnesses or tamper with the evidence. India captain Virat Kohli today regained the top spot in the International Cricket Council's ICC Test rankings in batting. Kohli, who had struck a fine 136 in the day-night Kolkata Test against Bangladesh last week, reached 928 points. Australian Steve Smith slipped a rung in the latest list issued in Dubai. Among the bowlers, Jasprit Bumrah is the highest-placed Indian at the 5th position. Senior off-spinner R. Ashwin was also static at 9th in the rankings. In the ongoing 13th South Asian Games in Nepal, India topped the medal tally on the 4th day today with 68 medals comprising 32 gold, 23 silver and 13 bronze. Athletics contributed 10 honours comprising 5 gold, 3 silver and 2 bronze. In shooting, Anu Raj, Gauri Sharan and Neeraj Kumar won gold in the team event. In individual competitions also, Anu won gold while Gauri claimed silver. In Kho-Kho, Indian men's and women's teams won gold each. In triathlon, India won gold in 4x4 mixed relay. In Taekwondo events, India claimed 6 medals including 3 gold. In table tennis, Indian paddlers bagged gold and silver in both the men's and women's doubles event. In badminton, 8 Indian shuttlers entered the semi-finals in singles and doubles event, assuring themselves of as many medals. All the semi-final matches in badminton will be played tomorrow. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Parliament passes bill to give ownership rights to over 1,700 unauthorized colonies in Delhi. Cabinet approves Citizenship Amendment Bill also gives nod to Bharat Bond Exchange Traded Fund to provide additional money for CPSUs and CPSEs. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Maldivian President Ibrahim Mohamed Solih jointly inaugurate 4 key development projects through video conferencing. 19 Indians killed in a factory fire at Sudan capital Khartoum. Telangana High Court sets up fast-track court for Disha rape and murder case. And Virat Kohli regains the top spot in International Cricket Council's Test rankings. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.